It's Tuesday. You know what that means. It's time for another exciting, adventurous episode of Tiny Ming Tuesdays. As always, I'm one of your faithful co-hosts, Dave Wheeler, and with me, as always, is the effervescent madman of Minneapolis, Matt Lind. How's it going, Matt?
Hey, how's it going?
It's good. It's good.
Doing my thing. Got Nigel here. Rotate
Nice.
him.
Nigel.
Oh,
But who else do we have here? The ever awesome ERIK ARANA from Boss Fight Studios. Hey, dude, what's up?
hey, not much. Thank you again for having me come hang out. It's always fun.
Hell yeah. Happy to have you. Oh, wow. Chat's already sounding off. Hey, Pale Aragorn, Mitch Falcon, Tuck. Oh, enhancement talent. Danny, you tricky. You're so tricky. Neb Shapiro. Matt over there casually building a PC. Oh, Pale Aragorn, you missed a good time, but don't worry. Tomorrow we'll be back. Hey, Super Spike. Welcome, everyone.
Yeah, thanks to everybody who's joining us.
I love that Mitch has just dove into it. Hello, I am Mitch Falcon. Moderation interface, Twitch chat, help/fast answer lookup, contact detail distribution. You're amazing. Thank you, Mitch. Neb Shapiro asks, Matt, is that for a dio?
It is not. It is. I went to. Hadn't really been doing it during the pandemic. For a lot of reasons, and I just kind of fallen out of the habit because I hadn't been, having much luck in a while. Plus, as Dave can attest, I have more than enough fodder. Anyway, found myself at a thrift store over the weekend and found a piece that it was pretty much perfect for what I'd been planning to do for a while, which is
what you got there?
Got this this Nemesis Prime.
Oh, nice.
And they used the
hey Panther 10, sorry.
Body, so he's kind of got this armory, panels and stuff like that, but they just gave him the regular Optimus Prime trailer. I wasn't even going to get this set, even though I was kind of tempted because it came with a clear plastic snake thing.
Of course.
Well, yeah. I mean, that alone, it turns into a ramp. But, so I'm like, so Nanif did an add-on set with the consoles and stuff. It's just a recolor of the set that he did for Prime. And then I was like, you know what? I bet I could Mad Max this trailer out and blend it in with the armor on the cab. So I finally got some parts. These came from some cheap, like, pool toy sort of thing boat. And I hacked it up.
Ooh.
And
that's real nice.
I'm painting it up. But yeah, because he's got all these
Hey Stan, how's it going? Panda 10, sorry I missed you earlier. What up and welcome.
He's got all the swords and guns and crap that he doesn't have any way to carry otherwise. So I'm like, well, sure. I'll just put all this onto here, and then you just plug that in. Some guns now. Put some swords on the roof.
Texas Lassinger. Wait, where'd they go? We're still here. Did we cut out for a second?
I don't know. Or they're just confused that it's just me.
Oh, yes.
Which I don't blame them for.
Shazam! We're still here. He had fun stuff to show, so I was enjoying the Matt Lind show.
And I knocked a bunch of crap over here. So.
Oh, well, apparently we did cut out for a second.
Oh.
Whoa. Oh, I have full. Yeah, we're still alive, brother.
Just couldn't contain the raw power of all three of us on a single stream.
Yes. We're gonna take that down.
Okay. Well, and yes, you as well, Nigel. It was all your fault.
Nigel. The four of us. Oh, apparently we did cut out. Huh. Weird. No idea.
Chat, let us know if that happens again.
Yes. Super Spike, Nigel, we all know that he has the power. Yes.
The power to lay around, yeah.
Pure unadulterated power. All right. Oh yeah, we're far enough behind on the Twitch stream I just popped on, and I watched us cut out for a second. That's totally bizarre. Weird. I don't know what just happened, but hopefully it doesn't happen again. But yeah, so we now know what Madman Matt is working on. What are you working on, Eric?
I've been having a lot of fun doing 6-inch classified style Joes lately,
which are looking amazing.
Thank you. And I'm just kind of doing it for fun. I'm a big fan of the ninjas, and it's no secret that I'm very anti-gun in life, and as such, having a collection of ninjas makes me pretty happy because I don't have to have guns in that little collection. But so I've been making a lot of ninja stuff for myself, but I've also been making stuff just for fun that I'm then turning over onto Mercari to get rid of, just for fun and kind of. I like just doing this stuff just for shits and giggles. Anyway, yeah. Today I'm actually working on the base for a Night Creeper leader.
Yeah,
nice. Oh man, Mitch Falcon's on it. Leader. Dropping our socials.
I appreciated them going with the deep cut for the Collectors Club figure on the V2 Night Creeper leader, but I had to make my own and give him the tiger stripe Zubaz.
Yeah, the orange is a much nicer deco. I think the version 2 is hilarious.
Yeah, it's not a very cohesive look.
No, it's just really funny. But yeah, I'm going with the version 1 colors, but I'm kind of giving him a bit of an upgrade in general, kind of as is the classified visuals. Luckily I get to play with all of Chris McLeod's figures when he gets them, so I don't have to buy them all. I just get to go over his house and play with his a little bit. I repose them all and
noise.
Yeah, I was excited that I found over the weekend Major Blood, so I can check that off my list.
Well, apparently they are hitting in force.
Oh yeah, I went out. I was out today on my lunch break, and they had loaded up the pegs.
Yeah.
Well, so I'm glad that they're getting that down. Better late than never, I guess.
Yeah, and G.I. Joe is such a hard thing because historically it doesn't do amazing at retail. It just kind of does.
Well, yeah, there's a reason I've got 4 Rattlers from Target still in the box, because they were freaking $7 a piece.
Exactly,
75% off.
There's a history with the retailers of it not doing great and having to go to discount. So it's I'm sure this line was a hard sell to them, and you see, almost half the line has been Target exclusive, and then what is the 4-inch figures are only at Walmart. Like there's just.
They're finding
I think the retailers have been burned before.
That 4-inch line, just a bummer. I don't know. I'm sure they've got the budgets and all that stuff, but that Duke is just insulting.
That Duke it may be the worst figure in the G.I. Joe line ever, and that they put it back out for a 3rd time is hilarious.
Well, and when you must, the parts are there to make a really, really good Duke.
Yeah, it's not that hard to make a good Duke with the parts that exist. They don't even need to tool anything new.
No, not at all. It's such a bummer. I did get I haven't put it together yet, and I don't know if I will. I got the Fang just because I wanted the pilot since it was a new mold. But for them, that weird. It's just weird. I don't know whether that was something they had. It's weird to me that they like tooled up a whole new Fang because it's weirdly stubby and
it looks like a core vehicle.
Yeah,
to me.
and Leonard's doing better stuff than that now.
Well, yeah. Like a core vehicle from.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's totally
I don't know what is going on with that 4-inch line. Luckily I don't really go to Walmart, so I don't see that stuff. So I'm never really tempted to buy one. Pat Stewart was good enough to hook me up with the Roadblock, which was the only one I wanted.
The Roadblock is one of the standouts for sure.
Well, I had to have them in my kitchen. We have this shelf filled with like cooking food toys of all kinds, and stuff from Japan and all this like weirdo stuff. And I wanted to put the chef kit, mini kit that we had made at Boss Fight on Roadblock. So I have him up on that shelf with.
Nice.
I
agree with you, Mitch Falcon.
Griff's giving you some love.
The adventure team does need to come back, but
I would like, like my big argument with G.I. Joe is that it can be whatever Hasbro needs it to be at the time.
Yep.
It doesn't have to be steeped in military and guns and weapons and stuff if it's just not the right time for that. So I just don't understand why. I'm really glad that this new Snake Eyes movie looks like it's really leaning into the martial arts mythos part of it. Doesn't mean it'll be a good movie. We've been burned twice before.
I thought Retaliation was decent.
It had its moments-ish.
But I'll also grant you that I have not watched it since it came out. So
yeah.
And I think when I went and saw it, it was at the Indianapolis con.
Yeah,
so that, seeing it with all my buddies and stuff definitely changes.
Yeah, that definitely makes it more fun to when you see it like that.
Well, and
Mitch Falcon has a resounding word of encouragement for the movie.
It was passable.
Don't let my friend John Armijo, America's Movie Cop, hear you say that, because
that's true.
He was in that movie as a Viper, and he made that film. We'll just I keep trying to get him on here, but he has wisely chosen not to.
I always say about the G.I. Joe movies versus the Transformer movie is the G.I. Joe movies just aren't a good movie, but they're not like offensively awful like the Transformer films are.
And those did way better. I don't know what.
Oh yeah, for sure they did. Well,
something about that appealed to people.
Yeah,
not Transformers fans necessarily, but.
Apparently
some of the designs have grown on me.
Apparently there were some 2-packs from Playmates. I missed those.
It's just repacks of those like the Marvel Legends-y kind of ones from probably like 10 years ago now. And I know they showed off a prototype of the Shredder at a toy fair at one point, and it never came out. So I don't know if they're bringing that back, but yeah, that was weird. And
Mitch dropping the link in there.
Yeah, weird stuff. And yeah, I saw Andrew on Twitter complaining about that too, because they refer to the villains as the Rebels, which is not a term that has ever been used in Ninja Turtles.
That's funny.
To refer to the villains. So I don't know what's happening at Playmates. Maybe we should check on them. There may be a slow gas leak.
Hold on, I'm gonna pop these up just so that
the way they've been handling turtles. Oh boy.
But there they are.
Yeah.
That's so weird.
There they are, the Shells versus the Rebels.
What?
When you're a Shell, you're a Shell all the way from your first cigarette to your last dying day.
God, I wish they'd just die. Let's see. But I saw a question in the chat and it vanished on me. Oh man. Oh, it's Curve Rider. Milk them malts.
Yeah. Well, that movie Turtles set they did too, where it was like they changed them all and the colors are all off, and
Yeah, it's and then they re-released them with the red bandanas. Or those were the Toon classics that they.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, thank you, Tony, for putting this in my head now. Oh, shall no. Pale Aragorn asks, "How has everybody been, though?" I've been doing good. I've been working on the new turtle display. Y'all will be able to see that on Saturday and on Turtle Talk on my channel. So.
That's right. He's got to whet your appetites.
It's gonna be good.
You got to follow the entire Dave Wheeler cinematic universe.
Yeah, right.
Connect all the puzzle pieces here.
3 channels, 1 week. Nev Shapiro, Eric, can we get your hot take on Hasbro exclusives as a toy maker? Are they blissfully ignorant or just naive?
I think they're doing what they can, is my guess. We kind of were touching on this a little while that retailers are a little gun shy when it comes to G.I. Joe.
Yeah.
They've been burned before, and if they're only going to take a small amount of things, I think it's better to get the stuff out there, even if it ends up being in a small quantity at first, and hopefully, some minor repaints and stuff in the future of the same characters. So as the line picks up steam, and it's clear that the line is picking up steam as seen with.
Oh yeah, I think it's doing way better than they anticipated.
Oh, for sure,
to say the least.
Yeah, and with Major Blood hitting in pretty decent numbers, I think we're going to see kind of a start of a turnaround, hopefully, on the
more waves and such.
Yeah, more waves, more higher quantities and stuff like that.
Definitely.
I don't know.
That
said, I don't know any of that, like for sure.
Yeah.
I'm just kind of guessing.
Oh yeah.
From the chat, also Eric, and it's a question that I have as well. Yes.
Okay.
What was the question?
Are there plans to finish up the Bucky crew?
Currently, we're assessing.
Fair. Hey, we're not expecting you to drop the hot goss or reveal anything you're ready to reveal. I just got Mimi maybe a month ago. They've been really great toys, so I'm hopeful. But
yeah, there's some of my favorites. There's some of my favorite things that we've done. And for the fandom out there, I really don't know much about Bucky. Again, like I was saying about Turtles, I kind of had just aged out when Bucky hit, and I knew it existed. I love the designs, though. I love the characters. I've read the comic now, as that we got the license and stuff. But that was really Andrew's. Andrew really loved Bucky and knows all about it and all that stuff. So he really dove in, and Neil Adams and Larry Hama and Michael Golden, like those guys have all been great, and continuity's been great and stuff like that. It's just kind of trying to figure out where to fit it and everything right now.
Yeah, the line existed for me as. I mean, I'd seen commercials or whatever for it, never watched the show, obviously never read the comic, because it just wasn't available, I mean, it probably was, but, when I was getting into comics, but I knew the line because it was just that perpetual clearance line at Shopko and Kmart or whatever. And I had a Toadborg because it was like 50 cents, and I used him as a ghost for my Ghostbusters. That is what that is my experience with the Bucky O'Hare line as a child. But yeah, I love the design and such. I got to get the comic and get up to speed on that because it seems like it would be right up my alley.
Indeed. We got Mitch Falcon's. So totally selfish question. Any Sherlock Fox items coming?
What is Sherlock Fox?
So that answers that.
Yeah.
I legit don't know. Is it like a video game or a character from something that I'm missing?
I don't know. I've never heard of Sherlock Fox.
Isn't it a character from Sam and Max?
I mean, I know Slylock Fox.
Oh, never mind. Sorry, Slylock Fox.
Ah,
Never get the name straight.
Slylock Fox is a daily comic strip.
Oh.
Oh,
It's one of those puzzle things. So he, there's always one of those. If you look at the clues in the panel, you can solve the mystery or the crime he's trying to solve. I only know about it because I read the Comics Curmudgeon daily. Josh Frulinger, his blog, where he talks about various comic strips and whatnot. It's quite hilarious. But okay, so it's King Features.
Oh, nice.
yeah. Well, I mean, we still need to wait and see how Sunday Morning Comics does. Although it looks like it's going to do very, very well.
Nice.
We're really excited about that. We have some big announcements coming up, which is going to be a lot of fun. Hopefully, people will be on board for a lot of it, including some new, licenses and stuff like that. Like it's going to be next 2022 is going to be a lot of fun. But yeah, depending on how Sunday Morning Comics does, we may legitimately be expanding it into some more stuff there. Especially if it's stuff held by King Features already.
Yeah. That'd be awesome.
Get some of those sweet Sally Forth figures out.
You won't see the Lockharts probably. We don't do beating your wife in a drunken rage. I'm sure they don't do that anymore in the comics, but
no, Al Cap might, or Andy Cap.
Andy Cap. No, maybe that's what I'm thinking of. Is Andy Cap.
The Lockharts just hate each other. The Lockhorns.
Lockhorns. That's it.
They just drink and hate each other. But I don't think they beat each other up.
Good for them.
Yeah. It's a more subtle, torture.
You don't need to be violent with your hate. That's what I'm saying.
We'll put some work into it. Violence is easy.
There's your lesson of the day, kids, for those watching.
Your marriage counseling 101.
Griff Rider, I want nothing more than Calvin and Hobbes. I think that ship has sailed, though.
God, I would love to do some Calvin and Hobbes stuff.
I have that weird suspicion that Bill Watterson even would want to do some Calvin and Hobbes stuff. He's just, at this point, he's too far in. Of just like, no merchandise.
Yeah. There's a certain point where if you've been saying no merchandise for X amount of time, you kind of almost have to even when you think it's time, there's that knee-jerk reaction is to keep saying no.
Yeah.
It's like when you bump into a friend from high school and they still hate a certain type of music and only love the same music they listened to in high school, and you're like, really? Yeah, your tastes haven't evolved and changed.
I didn't know Korn was still a band.
Exactly. It's funny. I was making fun of Korn earlier today.
As you do.
Yeah, I mean, as one does.
They came up in my Iron Maiden /Dio /Ozzy playlist.
Yeah.
And I was with my son, and I was like, why would you do this to me, Pandora? Why? As I thumbs downed it. And I don't even really know Korn well enough to hate or not hate them. I just...
Definitely an odd one out when you're listening to an Ozzy and Dio station, though.
Yeah, it also
Yeah.
keeps trying to wedge. It also keeps trying to wedge like Def Leppard in there and stuff like that, and like Rat and things like that. And now I have those in other playlists, but this playlist I have for a specific style and type of music. Like I don't need the more pop style heavy metal in there. I want the kind of heavier, not about sex heavy metal. And
Yeah, you want the heavy metal that's about dragons and shit.
exactly, like I want that.
You don't want to hear about cars and women.
No, I've got other playlists for that. That's all. Poison and Motley Crue and Kiss and all that stuff. And
well, and I know you guys are get asked all the time about licenses and such. That would be the license to get Thor, the band.
The band.
John Mickle Thor. I love that man. I hope he's not actually horrible in real life, but if you can find the documentary I Am Thor, it's great. He started in the 70s as like a bodybuilder and stripper and whatnot, but he did fairly well. His stuff in the 70s was kind of what was it like? Ah, crap. It reminds me of some other. I mean, it's derivative of other bands, but in the 80s they went like full Dio, Maiden, whatever. But he would do strongman stunts on stage.
Yeah, nice.
So he would sing the song or whatever, and then he would come out and bend an iron bar in his teeth, or blow a inflate a hot water bottle until it exploded, and then go back to singing about dragons and stuff.
As you do.
That is
yes. If you can find the documentary I Am Thor, well worth a watch. Interesting dude. He did some movies that if you watched Mystery Science Theater 3000, you would know. Because he did a bunch of movies in the 80s. He once appeared on stage with Rom Space Knight.
Well, that may disqualify him from ever having a figure made.
Oh, Panther 10 throwing some recs out. I'd love to see characters from Get Fuzzy, Sherman's Lagoon, Gilbert, or Brewster's Rocket.
Brewster's Rocket,
I guess.
Deep cut on the funnies there.
Articulated Earthworm Jim. On Arath.
Too bad about Doug.
Before you want Earthworm Jim figures, look into the creator and who would be getting the money for it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Not a good guy, and not something we would want to support.
It's a shame.
Yeah, it really is. It really is, because it is a brilliant design, and it was a hugely popular game and cartoon. But yeah, I don't think we would. That's probably not something we would go after.
And I appreciate that about you guys. I know. Again, you say you when you do the stuff, you do it because you genuinely love the stuff and want to do it, not because it's the hot thing or whatever. But to go in and to say, yeah, I genuinely love this property, or like, yeah, this would be a property that we could sell and it's a cool design, it would be fun toys, but the person who would benefit from it is a piece of shit.
Yeah,
so we're not going to do that. Because most companies would just be like, yeah, whatever.
If it gets money.
Yep.
Yeah. We and believe me, we need the money, but we won't. We still have our kind of our limit.
Yes, but speaking of giving Boss Fight money, I don't know if they're still up, but tune in to Tiny Mang throughout the month of June, no doubt, as I work on stuff for the custom contest.
Yes.
Nice.
I wasn't gonna, and then I was like, nope, screw it. Gonna just give them my money.
I'm looking forward to the entries, because it's doing the custom contest this way, where you're supposed to kind of use what we send you.
Yes.
it's gonna present a challenge that I think it'll be really fun.
No, when I was well, I think they stopped doing it after a while. But on Joe Customs, they would do the No Joe Challenge, which was you would pick a theme and everybody had to do customs, and they couldn't be G.I. Joe characters.
Yeah.
But so it's like, the theme this month is wrestling, or the theme this month is music, and you do a custom based on that. Or what Joe Customs would do at the shows with the blind pull, where it's here's a bag of ARAH heads, here's a bag of torsos, here's a bag of arms. Everybody reaches in, grabs their stuff, and then has to turn it into something based on that. Which, I mean, that's credit to ARAH, because there's not many other toy lines you could do that with.
Yeah.
But that was super fun. I'm looking forward to that contest for that reason, where everybody's got the same, batch of parts to try and do this, something different with.
Yeah, I'm hoping to see some kind of crazy stuff out of it. It'll be, that's always what I always like seeing in customs nowadays is more the kind of surprise when you click on the picture and you're like, holy crap! That's insane that
they made all that out of that.
Yeah.
Me and a couple buddies on the old wrestling figs pro boards back in the day, we would do what was called blind man's bluff. So what we would do is basically you try and screw each other over by sending each other crappy parts. But what you did then is everybody would make something from it, and everybody at the end of the month would send it to the judge, because there was 6 of us. So one would be the judge. So you kind of had to play it up for who is the judge, but at the same time, you just sit there dreading what you were going to get in the mail, because it's like, oh, I'm going to get some knockoff Toy Biz shit.
Yeah.
the drizzly shits. And
look, it's all the different colors of Torito.
Yeah. Oh, Torito is not even a thing. That this would be like WCW,
I suppose. So it's all San Francisco toy makers.
Yeah. I remember. I think my favorite was I made a Goro out of some ECW Old San Francisco, or not Old San Francisco, the Old San Francisco toy maker vibrators. I don't know what else to call them.
That's what they were.
Yeah, the sex toy wrestlers.
Yeah. So I remember I made a Goro out of that, and I sent it into the judge or the dude who was the judge, and apparently the button on those can stick. And I didn't know that. So he got a notification that there had been a package that had been sent to him that was vibrating upon shipment. So it was inspected, and unfortunately there was minor damage. And it was minor damage my ass, because it was one of those things where he showed me a picture and I'm like, well, apparently they put it through the fucking weed whacker, because it was fucking tore up. And he's like, I'm sorry, Dave, you're not going to win this one. I'm like hell, I'm not. So
yeah, it's not your fault.
Yeah. Oh, Panther 10, some of the customs in FigureRealm.com still blow my mind. Hell yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'm a member of Figure Realm.
Really?
I was on there for a bit. I picture the buff duck from Toy Story. Pretty much that kind of just crazy goofy stuff.
Oh, I love that stuff.
It was fun. It was weird. I think back on some of those figures. I remember one of my buddies sent me it was a bone crunching action Thrasher, and then a bunch of 3 3/4 inch Star Wars figures for hands, boots, and heads. And I was like, you're a goddamn monster. Oh, Canned Goods in the chat. I won a custom action figure tourney on wrestling figs in 2006. Never did receive a prize for winning it though. I remember that back in the day. Man alive. Yeah. Canned goods, you can drop your custom handle in the chat. I don't want to do that. I don't want to overstep. Because that's your place, not mine. But Canned Goods does amazing customs and is fucking rad. So I highly recommend.
We should do a custom contest at some point.
That would be fun. Oh, what were we gonna do? I'm trying to remember the two. We were gonna do pay-per-views. Remember?
We were. We're the
we were gonna do bash on the beach.
Yep.
Or it was gonna be kit bashing, and then
I can't remember what the other one was.
I can't.
Oh man. Well, hopefully James remembers.
Yeah, he's not watching. He might be watching,
but he might remember.
That's true. Ask him. If he is watching, he'll post an angry comment in the chat. Then we'll know he's watching. Because that's the truth. I will say, since I'm kind of building up this turtle display, because I have a spare Rise base, I'm gonna hack up one of these to put in the display.
What is that?
This is from the Rise of TMNT base.
Oh.
So I'm gonna do this one.
It's a good piece.
Gonna add a sweet little basketball hoop. Gonna hit some hoops.
I do use the zipline billboard.
Oh yeah.
In my display. Yeah, that thing. Some of those were cool.
Oh hell yeah. Oh, there we go. Canned Goods. I was TMD on there. My brother's initials, as was originally his account, burnt out hard on that shit. Someday, it'll be all good. You're still producing fun stuff and collecting, which is all good. Wait, you have beaches never you? I'm guessing beaches near you? Which? Oh
I
no,
mean, not like
beaches shorting out.
So. There are definitely beaches. They're not maybe what you might be used to on the coasts, but we're the land of 10,000 lakes.
Yes, all the lakes.
That's 10,000 beaches / gravelly.
We have the beaches.
Poop infested rocky areas.
Yeah, it's only a good beach if you hurt your feet going into the water.
If you don't stand a chance of being eaten by a shark, it's not a beach.
Yeah.
Well, we got some beach snobs here tonight, I guess.
Man, I remember going down to Savannah for the first time, going to the beach for the first time when I was in school.
Going to Tybee.
And yeah, at Tybee, and I wasn't thinking, hey, jellyfish are a thing.
Oh yeah, they are. In fact, there were.
I didn't know that. I had no idea that they were around down in that area.
Oh, to say the least. You want some fun times.
Savannah's currently having an infestation of jellyfish again, so.
Also, may I throw out there, that's just one of the silliest of infestations for some reason.
It really is. They can be really dangerous, though.
Oh yeah. I had many a friend who got stung. Never.
Yeah, I've been stung by them growing up in Florida.
Ooh.
And that was in a mall that happened. No, that but no, I was stung by one in the Keys.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's a nasty sting.
Yeah, here in Minnesota, let's see, you get the pontoon boat out, grab yourself a sixer, and have a day.
Sorry, I muted for a second because I'm dremeling.
All right, Dave.
Okay. I'm muting myself again because it's going to be really loud.
Yeah, cutting hollow pieces with a Dremel. Oof.
That's not terrible, though. Look at the back. I mean,
that's still pretty hollow.
Oh, yeah. But the bottom's not. The bottom's all solid, which is nice. Yeah. Canned Goods, I'm mostly just tinkering on stuff these days, but trying more involved projects here or there. Hell yeah. Mitchalkin. Oh, we call those body dumps down here. At the 10, I once picked up a jellyfish carcass on the shores of a beach in Hutchinson Island, Florida. In my defense, I was 6 years old, not much dumber than I am today. Tuck, first time I went to the ocean as a kid, I got stung by a jellyfish, was ready to return to Kentucky after that. Also, just so everyone knows, never pee on a jellyfish sting. The more you know. Thank you, Mitch Falcon. You got.
I mean, if does it make it worse, or does it just not help?
I think it's just a rumor, a dumb wives' tale type of thing.
I mean, if you're there with your partner and that's what they would like to do and you're into it, no judgment.
If it's all consenting adults and the jellyfish is also consenting, then it's fine.
Just don't expect it to do anything for the sting.
Exactly.
No. I know it was asked earlier in the chat, so I will bring it up because I am curious to hear what you guys think, and Dave will chime in, I'm sure, when he can. Have you seen the Eternals trailer, Eric?
Yes, I have.
What did you think of it?
Okay, so
Hi. Sorry.
I'm a giant comic nerd, and I know very little about the Eternals. Like, unless they've
never been managed to make them stick.
Yeah, unless they were guest starring in Fantastic Four or something, or Avengers. Like, I really didn't know. I really don't know much about them. As such, I kind of look forward to the movies like that because I'm going in without
any
notions, which is sometimes makes a movie like much better.
Yeah.
That said, I don't know what that trailer was trying to tell me it was about.
I think that's fair.
It was really pretty and it looks really nice, and I'll see it. Like, Marvel hasn't, with the exception of one or two with our movies, I haven't really been let down by them yet. So
it's not going to be a total waste of your time.
No.
Worst case, you see it once and you say, all right, cool. That's kind of where I'm at with some of them, but it didn't, I don't regret having gone to see Iron Man 2. I just don't ever have a desire to watch it again.
Yeah. See, for me, it's Iron Man 3.
Well, I haven't seen most of them more than once, but yeah, that's not unfair either. Yeah, I've seen some critique, and this is a critique that I have also had, just of the Marvel, aesthetic in general. I do wish it looked more Kirby in some way.
Well, yeah, and especially with the Eternals, like
it's Kirby. It's supposed to be all Kirby.
Yeah, it's super Kirby. So could
they're
at least something
immortal space gods, so they could look like whatever the hell they want. So why not?
Yeah.
But that is the they have all the characters in the Marvel stuff have a look. No matter what planet you're from or time period or whatever, everybody's buying their cloth from the same place.
Kirby's green.
And it's all a very similar aesthetic, and it works, but at the same time, it's kind of like branch out a bit, maybe.
Yeah. All I know is if Galactus. My big hope is that the next big bad arc is Galactus. I don't know if that is what they're going to do or anything.
They have Kang is coming. We know Kang is happening. So I don't know, but it's the way that they may just have him kind of pop in and out.
Yeah, but if Galactus doesn't have his big tuning fork helmet and all of that, I'd be very sad.
Well, we did see Celestials in the Guardians,
and they really looked very Kirby.
Super close, but they had the Kirby elements.
Yeah.
To them, but yeah, I'll be curious to see if they go full Kirby or not, or decide to tone it down. Because I know better than to just dismiss it outright, and I'll definitely go see it. And the trailer was fine. It didn't make me less likely or more likely to see the movie than I already was.
Yeah, it was a teaser, to be fair.
But since because the figures leaked 6 months ago.
Yeah,
because the pandemic screwed the whole release schedule up, and the designs are not very interesting. They're just not.
Yeah,
it's a shame.
It does have a really good cast.
Oh, it's a great cast. yeah, they like muted the hell out of the colors, and I don't know. Again, my complaints at this point are based completely on the aesthetic.
Well, yeah, well, it's because we don't know anything about the story. We also don't know how the story like interacts with the rest of the Marvel universe yet. So
I'll be curious to see how much it does and how well they integrate. I have been quite enjoying the current Eternals book, but I think you can chalk that up to Kieran Gillen being just an excellent writer.
Yeah.
And I can't remember who's on art for that, but I love. It's crap. He was on Thor with Jason Aaron at the beginning. That's gonna bother me. Somebody will catch me in the chat, I'm sure. But anyway, I love his art. So good.
Sorry, just catching up on the chat. These Time Masters that are set to appear in the Loki series are tied to the Eternals, aren't they? All I got from the trailer was that the Eternals are going to violate the Prime Directive.
Yeah, pretty much.
It was just showing off the visuals of the movie. Imagine an MCU MODOK. How insane would that be?
I would love that.
That could be really fun. But in the end, they cheesed out on Arnim Zola too, though. Like
they did. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, hopefully now that people are a little more used to the look from the animated show, which I'm 4 episodes into and I'm very much enjoying. That MODOK look won't be quite so.
Oh no, MODOK. Okay.
Off-putting or out of the ordinary for people.
Yeah.
And yes, you are correct, Mitch Falcon. It is Asad Rabik who is doing the art on Eternals.
Vanderbeek?
Yes, James Vanderbeek.
As you do.
No, I would love a live action MODOK. Though again, he would just be a villain, so they'd probably kill him off at the end of the film.
Yeah.
I feel like they've gotten a little better about that.
They have, which hopefully the whole, because Zemo really shone.
Oh yeah,
that was
nice.
So hopefully, yeah, they're learning. It's like, yep, like I don't. Yeah, maybe you didn't know that Mickey Rourke would come back or not, and I didn't have any burning desire to see him return in that role, but it always seems foolish to me to kill a villain just to kill a villain.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I feel like that in comic books as well. Like, I'm always like, well, just because this writer doesn't get it or this editor doesn't get it, they kill the character off. Like, just put him in limbo and let the next writer who does get that character.
Just put him in jail. They have how many, super jail?
Well, and then it's the shock value, and it never sticks anyway. Or
in comics it doesn't stick, and sometimes in the movies it doesn't stick now either. So
that's true, which again I'm okay with.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm being quiet. I'm trying to do a watch.
How dare you?
Now I will. Okay, so MCU MODOK. Hovering or tank treads, and I would say you could also go with the Secret Avengers look and give him spider legs.
Yeah.
Well, why not all 3 as different
as the situation demands? I'm fine with that too.
I popped it a little bit.
Really, he just needs to be a giant face. Nice.
Yeah.
A giant face, little armor. And they could have that crazy Hydra leader or AIM guy living in his mouth at one point. Like, that would be awesome.
That was such a great. Darth
MODOK. He most definitely hovers, says Pale Aragorn. I was so sad. I knocked over my Hasbro MODOK today. I was like, no, because he busted all apart. And I'm like, oh, please don't die. Please don't die. Please don't die. And I was like, nope, still good. Like, yes.
Yeah. Other than I think the joints being a little fragile on that one. He seems pretty tough.
Oh yeah, he's definitely solid. He's a beefy figure.
He's a Build-A-Figure originally, isn't he?
For Toy Biz he was. This is the new Hasbro one.
Oh,
the new Hasbro one. The way it is
There you go, Eric.
The way it was put together in the package,
Nice.
He's one.
leads me to think that it may have been intended as a Build-A-Figure and it didn't cost out.
Yeah.
Because you put him together.
Yeah.
And I'm fine with them getting him to us however they did, because it's a great figure.
Yeah. I know that getting Build-A-Figures to cost out is a huge nightmare. I'm shocked when companies can keep it going.
Yeah.
Well,
have you guys
Todd's
seen
being
the
all
MODOK
weird with his
show? Lots of people chiming in
I'm
about
assuming
the
that's MODOK, yes.
Yeah, new MODOK is amazing. I would love to see the Onslaught saga in the MCU.
Oh boy.
Especially now that the X-Men and Fantastic
Loaded.
I love me some Onslaught, and you know what? Gonna drop some. They're not spoilers because the comic came out last week. But if you don't want to,
technically a spoiler, but yes.
if you don't want to hear a spoiler about a recent X-Men comic, mute the show for about 35 seconds.
And if you haven't already connected the dots,
starting in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Onslaught's coming back, and I'm kind of for it.
Isn't he Professor X or something?
Yes.
I don't really remember.
he's Professor X and Magneto somehow.
Yes, and they didn't reveal how he's coming back or anything, but they were just like, "Oh my god!"
Well, I did. I mean, they do mention that he's, when the character that reveals he's back reveals him, he's like, "Oh, people are weird about really protective about their children or whatever," because they were debating whether to tell Magneto and Xavier. So I'm like, haha.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I will be very curious to see what comes of it all.
I mean, he already came back not long ago. It didn't amount to much, and he was the Red Skull.
Yeah, that was weird.
Yeah, it really was.
What's that? Oh god, I can Axis. I was like, I remember having to put those out at the comic shop, and people being like, "So is it supposed to be this way or this way?" I'm like, it doesn't matter.
I will say, I want to say it was Robbie Thompson and Javier Rodriguez. They did a Hobgoblin miniseries as part of Axis. That was
that was solid. But I mean, all in all, it was I don't know. That event was so weird. But again, from most of those events, like big events, I always end up liking like one of the weird random miniseries, and it's just like, that's pretty fucking good. Like the Thor book from Secret War.
The Thor Corps or whatever.
Yeah, the Thor Corps, and it was like CSI, and Frog Thor was the. It was good. It was so good. It was weird, but it was good. But that describes like half my comic collection.
That's the fun stuff.
Hell yeah. But yes, I actually am going to bring in my Ninja Turtle books, and all of those are going to be the bottom shelf of this display. So all my hardcovers and trades and stuff.
I was, just in Mitch Falcon in the chat, he has a weird brain baby from when Xavier mind blasted Magneto during Fatal Attraction, which is a very comic book. I was trying to explain,
very 90s, much love.
Genesis / Tyler to a friend of mine who only knew of him from the Toy Biz figure. And I have not read most of that Cable run either. So just reading the recap of what the hell that character was that's a trip. To make a character that's somehow more confusing than Cable is in and of himself.
That's astonishing. So I hate
that Toy Biz figure was awesome.
Yeah. Oh no. MODOK, you bastard. MODOK's taking dives over here trying to get his shit in. Damn it, MODOK. Yeah,
5.
I gotta show a picture. So, here, I gotta retake the picture because I must have sent it in chat instead of. Es un momento. Por favor.
Yeah, I didn't read many of the House of M series, Mitch Falcon. I think I read the main book, but I don't think I read any of the spin-offs. I do like that Iron Man design. But
I also totally just realized that I haven't had my overhead light on this entire time, and I was like, why does it look so dark? My bad. Let's see, y'all.
dang it.
So, whoop. Let's see.
Panther 10, throwing the heat at Battling Jack Murdoch here.
MODOK isn't allowed to take dives. It's bad. Oh, ouch. You are being 90s and brooding, I assumed.
I don't know. He's got facial hair, not stubble. Isn't wearing a head sock.
Yet.
Touche.
So this, I totally aped the this pose from my buddy David Tussler, but that is my like pride and joy of like the goofiness up top.
Yeah.
Just having them all hanging off makes me happy. I'm becoming how Dave is with Black Series figures. I'm tempted to get into Marvel Legends, but I must not. It's a slippery slope.
I've had a very expensive but enjoyable last couple of days because I finished out the Disney Plus Legends wave, which was nice.
Nice.
But I also found the latest Black Series wave with Bo-Katan and the Bad Batch and all that stuff in it yesterday at Target. So it was expensive, but I'm mostly caught up now, which is nice.
Very cool.
As you can see, you know, not necessarily behind me at the moment. Oh, maybe you can. I collect way too many lions, and it's expensive. And holy crap, did they cheap out on this latest Legends wave? Because there's almost no accessories with any figure. It's disappointing.
Yeah.
The
Someone was trying to call me on Messenger. I was like, what the hell? First, I'm like, I totally broke StreamYard. Matt, do you feel the need for completionist or to be a completionism? Wait,
I
what?
don't, but I tend to fall into it in some ways. I'm definitely not a completionist, but usually I want to build a figure, so I end up getting a wave where there may not be, you know, I may not want everybody, or I pre-order it, and, you know, it's just easier to get a case. Not a case, but a set. But yeah, like with Black Series, I pick and choose. WWE, I pick and choose. So yeah, I mean, I'm close to being a completist with Marvel Legends, but not about like I don't want like every one of every figure. I just want each character. And I'll frequently replace characters with better versions. Or it's like, okay, you know, there's that classic Hercules coming out. Looks great. But I really liked the run of Hercules where he had the look, you know, that they did the previous Hasbro figure for. So I'll keep that one because I like that look too. So I don't need two Herculeses on my shelf, but I'm going to have to.
Yeah. Canton Goods in the chat recently made my first import pickup of Mafex. The Dark Knight Returns Batman. Also put a pre-order in for the Dark Knight Returns Superman, which I guess we'll see from a year from now. Maybe it's Mafex. So
yeah, with Mafex, you never know.
It's possible to pick and choose with Black Series. Damn, wish I had known that. That's super like, yeah. I'm trying so hard not to dive down that line just because they're such fun characters, you know.
Yeah. Woo! Dang.
Oh, you dick. Oh man, I've had the entire AOA wave in my Amazon cart for the last 3 days, but I've been holding out. Mitch, that's actually a pretty cool line, I will say. I was
It is solid. It's a good wave.
I was itchy for that one.
And
And I love the AOA wave. The Nate Gray figure has been on my top 10 Marvel wish list for 15 years. Hell yeah.
Sugar Man's great.
Super Spike. Join us, Dave. Never. I mean, okay, I did buy Jar Jar. Jar Jar went down to like, I think it was like $6.
Yep.
Here, and I was like, okay, I'll pay $6. I paid $6 for the friggin' 3 3/4 inch figure back in the day. Like,
Midnight Madness at Toys R Us.
no, the Kmart after we went and picked up new shoes for school.
I was working at KB at that Midnight Madness.
Woo.
I helped build the feature spot at the Toys R Us that I worked at. And they asked me, they're like, hey, you want to come in and work and help set this up? And I'm like, because they're like, you like Star Wars, don't you? You'll volunteer to work this shift that nobody else wants to work.
Boy, will I.
And then I went and saw the movie, and that was that.
Sorry, I'm having a little.
When it comes to Star Wars Black, I only buy the Timothy Zahn versions of characters.
That probably helps you keep it down.
Yeah,
now that they're doing the more comic based figures, they might get you some more.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if they do Mara in that series.
Speaking of which, Mitch Falcon, I've been.
I love that Jackson. I need to get that Jackson. I should have pre-ordered that freaking figure.
Apparently, they're coming into Hot Comics soon. So just as a heads up, I try to back off the Black Series, then something new comes out, and I'm all in. And I wasn't originally going to do the AOA wave, but I needed Sugar Man for the absurdity of him. Dude, the funny thing is, I keep seeing the old Toy Biz like monster figure of Sugar Man.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that might be a better figure than the BAF. It's beautiful.
It's a good figure. It lacks the articulation.
Yeah.
Oh, Matt, apparently they have Jax at Nerd Note.
Oh.
There you go.
I didn't need to know that.
Surprise. Oh, damn it. Let's see if I can get this to let's test some posability out here. I think this might be what I pose on here.
Nice.
Yeah. Love it. That'll be fun. Man alive. Right now, my goal right now is to get, like the turtle display all done and whatnot. And I had someone message me the other day and they said, hey, I'm getting out of turtles. And I said, yeah. And because he kind of was dipping his toe with the NECA stuff. And I'm like, well, I can help you price them or whatnot if, you're ditching them. And he's like, well, do you want any of this stuff? And he just sent me all these pictures. And I was like, oh, good. Yes, I do. So I just sent him pictures back with like stuff circled. And he's like, yeah, I'll get you a price. Or if you're willing to price them out, you can just let me know whatever. I'm like, oh, no. It's where the angel and the devil pop up in your shoulder. And it's just like, yes, tell him they're cheap. And on the other side, it's like, no, seriously, tell them they're cheap. That's fucking rad, dude. It's like, no. Damn it.
So is he unloading the NECA stuff or?
No, he's holding on. He has the that San Diego set of the turtles with what? Oh, with the comic style or cartoon style ones with the art case, which I absolutely love. I got to figure out how I'm going to display that in the new setup. But yeah, so he has that. He has a bunch of vintage. He has a bunch of 2003. He has a bunch of the 2012 stuff. So it's like, okay, crap. As soon as Dave read, "I'm getting out of Turtles," he had a single tear roll down his cheek. A little bit. I mean, it was one of those things that he's been getting in and out of toy lines like that. Like he'll go all in and then go, I'm gonna liquidate all this. Buy into
Yeah, well,
I do that all the time.
I know people who go through that. It's like, oh, okay, I have got them all. Now I can get them again if I want them. So
Yeah. Ooh, good question. What do you guys think about those new Spawn figures coming out? That new Spawn line.
I'll be curious to see how they implement the articulation on some of them. And I don't want them, but I do.
That chonky Violator has me tripping a little bit. I'm just like,
that was weird to me. I'm used to very skinny Violator. That's my.
I mean, it's cool, but it's like, damn. Violator apparently spent the pandemic working out.
It's bulking season,
right? Jeez Louise.
I'll probably end up breaking down on that Raven Spawn.
Griff Rider. Sploosh. I say I'm going to liquidate things, and then my brain won't let me.
The Gunslinger Spawn also looks quite nice, but
yeah, I mean they all look nice. You know, it's that thing of like, okay, is this something that I want to dive into? Because like legit that Kickstarter Spawn I was so pumped for, and then I ended up getting it and just turning around and passing it along. Like, oh well, this is cool, but not what I thought it was going to be. So moving on. I am missing.
Yeah, the new multiverse reveals Mitch Falcon. Solid. Nothing of that I'm probably going to get, but
I wish that Etrigan was more of a classic look.
Yeah.
I'm not familiar with that other look, so I don't.
No, I agree with you.
Farland doing an Etrigan? I don't think I saw that.
Yeah, they. I don't know where the images were coming from. It was coming from some catalog.
Previews.
Was it previews? Okay.
Yeah, I'll see if I can find the.
I can pull it up. I know they.
Okay, yeah, I know Preturnia tweeted it out at one point today. It's from the Justice League Dark, so he's got like armor.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
There you go, Mitch Falcon.
Got it. Chitty yes, chat. He does. Always on the ball. That Mitch Falcon.
Because he's a damn machine. Right there. Yes, I am. I am pulling up the images. Share screen. Here we go. Okie dokie. There is Batman.
Oh, I hadn't seen that.
Oh yeah. Curse the World.
Batman driving his grapple launcher from the animated series?
Yeah. Nope, it's a Sean Murphy motorbike he rides in White Knight.
I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if Murphy drew on that design though for that, because that series is basically a sequel to DTAS.
Oh, for sure. And then Armored Batman in the Frank Miller aesthetic. We got Shazam from Death Metal.
Yeah, or Infected. I don't know.
Yeah,
McFarlane is really leaning into that
I didn't read.
Metal stuff.
Wonder Woman designed by Todd McFarlane. Which, okay, to Todd's credit, that's the most armored Wonder Woman we've gotten.
True.
And then finally, Etrigan.
Oh wow, that is not what I'm used to seeing. It's been so long since I've read any of those things.
Super Spike says something seems off with that armored Batman. I think it's that they basically maintained normal proportions, but bulky ass armor. So
not
it's like
not the Frank Miller proportions.
Yeah.
I'm worried. Yeah, looking at that preview, that he's gonna have like no posability in the legs.
Yeah, he's gonna be real stiff. Oh my goodness, guys! It is 9:10. We've been going for over an hour. So we're going to take a short commercial break from our very awesome sponsor, Enhancement Talent Clothing. Enjoy.
Do you feel like a champion? Do you worry that you don't look like a champion? Try Enhancement Talent Clothing and Gear. At our state-of-the-art facility, you'll find wall art. Not one, not two, but a spectacular 3 cats. This thing. Top-of-the-line sewing equipment that Enhancement Talent has used to make Enhancement Talent Clothing and Gear. Let us take you to the top of the card.
Babe.
Shill.
Yes, because I'm sure everybody in the chat.
Look at that chat. Look at
I see
it explode with the love, Matt.
They all need
Ooh, Live Aid cheers.
They all need wrestling gear, I'm sure.
I mean, I don't not need wrestling gear.
Super Spike. Get that money. Canned goods in the chat. I don't really like when Todd takes existing comic designs and takes liberties with them. I don't know if that Wonder Woman design is from anything specifically, but I think Etrigan's definitely souped up a little bit. Same thing with Shazam.
Those heavy metal designs are so crazy and weird.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he's really taking that many liberties with those metal.
No, he's not. Those are just straight up based on the stuff from Capullo.
Yeah, that's what they look like.
But there's the McFarlane designed Batman.
Yeah, that's his,
which is interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Mostly they've just been translating the comic designs. They've been pulling some weird looks from the comics.
They've done very little from like the mainstay universe, which is kind of a strange way to go.
I think it's all but I think at the same time it's a little genius because it's stuff that no one's seen.
Yes.
It's like, which, okay, they did a couple of they did Arrow from Arrowverse and stuff like that. It's just I outside of that, it's like, oh yeah, we're gonna do this take and this take and this take, and we're gonna give you animated figures, but nothing like you've seen before.
Right. Oh, I did almost buy the Batman Beyond. If I see the regular version, I might get it. Because I saw the Build-A-Figure version, which doesn't have a mouth. And
I saw a bunch of folks get their hands on both of them, and they're neat. And definitely made me itchy, but I'm like, I have the DC Multiverse one DC Classics.
Yeah,
that came out what feels like a million years ago.
Yeah, right.
Solid figure.
Yeah. No, hell yeah. Mitch Falcon dropping the Demon Knights is what Etrigan's from.
Tales from the Crypt movie.
What? No, different Demon Knights.
That's the
KNIGHTS.
Demon Knights isn't that's not the movie with Will Ferrell.
New 52 launch title. There we go. Oh, hello, Kitty.
This is stuff.
I would open the door, but I'm pretty sure Stormy would bombard me.
Give the people what they want.
Yes. Give me a moment. I'll get
Stormy content they crave.
My hands and eyes are not
Stormy. You want
are not cooperating correctly for me to keep painting. So when she asked to come in, I was like, "Yeah, sure, I'll let you in."
Yeah, take a break. Pet a cat. That's what they're for.
No, Stormy, come here. Come
They
here.
keep you from.
No.
Keep you humble.
Oh,
no matter how successful I am, still scooping poop.
Yep.
Oh yeah. Oh, hello, Stormy. Can you say hi? Can you say hi up there? No, you don't give a shit. You want to just go back to cuddling with Mama on the couch? You come up? Okay, you want to go bye-bye. Bye-bye. It was short-lived. She's so full of love, but she's also tired.
Yeah.
So pets and wrestling gear promos, pretty much.
Yeah, that's we're changing formats. That's all it's going to be now.
Stormy emotes, please. I will make a Stormy emote for my channel. I'll make a Floyd one too, but Floyd doesn't come down as often. Pale Aragorn, say hello to your enemy. Animal friends are the best.
They are.
They are indeed.
Hey, is Floyd down here? Okay. I was gonna grab Floyd, but he's upstairs. Sneaky devil.
Floyd would probably see me through the screen and start freaking out.
Now I want to go get him. I'm also gonna grab a cup of water because I'm dying right now. I'll be right back. I'm going to stop my cam because then that way it's just not a blank screen. I'm just waiting for the Tiny Meng where Matt and Dave actually wrestle. Soon.
Yeah, save that for sweeps.
We're vaccinated now, so we're good to go. Hey, Dave, where will that Stormy emote be again? It will be on twitch.tv/Dave Wonder. Also,
I don't know. We gotta. I mean, I don't know if Heel Turn has emotes. We gotta get some on here too. Or
we do. We have Tiny Meng. We have. I'm trying to think what the other ones are. We have Clark. The thumbs up. I'm trying to think of the other emotes that we got on here.
Yes, if you're not regular viewers of the Heel Turn Radio or referee Clark Feldman, also on Twitch.
Yes, I think it's
check him out. He does the gaming streams. Excellent guy.
Hell yeah! Yep, there we go. Mitch Falcon dropping Meng in the chat. Good job, Mitch Falcon.
Always on the ball, Mitch Falcon. Oh, we have so many things in the works at Enhancement Talent these days. It's exciting times. Busy as hell. Neb. We just finished our second set of women's gear, which is really exciting. So we want to do more of that. It's always fun, always a challenge. Such a weird world to be involved with. The wrestling. The shows are coming back, which is awesome. Danny and I, we would go to a wrestling show two times a week sometimes, but we were going to show almost every week before the pandemic. And yeah, so it's been nice to have free time to do other things, but we miss going to shows. I'm assuming, Mitch Falcon, that you're referring to like a championship belt. We don't do that. I wish we could. That's super cool. There are lots of people who do those.
I design them.
But yeah, that's a set of skills that we don't have. I don't know if you saw them, Dave. Those belts, those designs that Gary Withrow did for Magnum Pro.
Oh yeah.
That's a really cool belt, I thought.
I dug it for sure.
And then Neb, my wife uses off-the-shelf patterns here and there when she can. We've got a few patterns that she uses that she really likes, but we also do create stuff from scratch. It's nice to have something to go off of. So you're not just going completely from scratch, but it's also rare that a pattern survives contact with the enemy, so to speak. You start working on it, it's like, okay, I guess I got to redesign this and change that and do this, that, and the other thing. That was the gear, that she just finished up. It was like, well, here's my pattern. Oh, I guess that doesn't work for the sleeve because it's not designed for somebody with biceps. So we have to refigure that out. So yeah, it's that's all Danny's scene. She is a wonder when it comes to that stuff. The amount of knowledge and skill that she has gained over the last, year and a half is astounding to me. Because, I mean, I don't work in fabric for a reason, because it sucks.
Very true. Very true.
And even, people who do sew a lot don't want to touch stretch.
Yeah.
It sucks. So yeah, I am continually impressed by her.
Hell yeah. That's because Danny's awesome. Pale Air Gordon in the chat. How does one keep a dog from knocking over figures?
You don't.
Yeah. The Floyd and Stormy avoid the figures like the plague. So
That's lucky.
yeah, I'll take it where I can.
Yeah, no, I mean I didn't even let Nigel is the only cat that gets to come in the basement because the other cats like Busby will just chew on random things that she finds, and then Haggerty, for the longest time in our last apartment, I had to put cardboard in front of the shelves.
Oh yeah.
Because he would leap into
jeez.
the shelf. He would just leap full body into a shelf and knock stuff over. It's like, all right, we're not going to let you do that because that's, yeah. So, yeah, they don't get to come downstairs and mess with my stuff. Nigel is relatively low-key so far. We'll see.
I was going to say, Nigel likes to be your parrot.
Yeah, I don't know what that. He only does that when he's downstairs, too, which is interesting.
Oh, Neb Shapiro, knit fabrics are absolutely hellish to sew.
Anything with stretch, it's a fight. Because, yeah, it's deforming as you're working on it.
Yeah.
I don't know how she does it.
Lots of glue.
No, very little, actually.
I was being sarcastic, dude.
You do use glue.
All right.
Most people who work with spandex and stuff will use a lot of glue.
Yeah. The glue.
We try and keep it. Well, she keeps it fairly sparing, just because. It's messy.
Yeah.
And it doesn't give you it dissolves, so it doesn't give you much of a long-lasting hold.
Mm-hmm.
But, well, crap! Now I've got to repaint the rest of the red on this guy.
Uh-oh. Who are you working on?
Because I'm assuming due to the the design cycle or whatever, or the production cycle, they didn't have the actual final design.
Yeah.
The U.S. agent suit. So if you buy this figure, it will not have white on the chest. And they actually, looking at the package,
yeah,
they put the white or the red where the white was on the production figure. So I repainted the whole chest white and I put the red back in, but it's a much brighter shade of red than the rest of the figure has. So I'll have to be doing some additional painting.
Neb asks, do these outfits last multiple fights? I would think they would get beat up. They do, but usually they last for a good long while, especially if enhancement talent clothing makes them.
We hope they do. We did have one of our earlier sets of gear. We did heat press vinyl on the legs on a foiled spandex.
Oh.
And the man who was wearing it, who Dave knows as well, Mr. Henge, as he's a sweaty man.
That's putting it lightly.
And as he was coming out to the ring, the vinyl started falling off of his pants that we had made for him. And we're front row for this show. We were so excited. Hey, we made these pants, and we went warm right away, which we always get a little wary of. And then, so I'm just watching the S just drooping, and I'm like, oh God, no. We figured out what we did wrong, and the rest of it held up wonderfully. But yeah, it's just like, oh man, this sucks. But yes, we've got guys. We've done stuff for International Deathmatch Superstar. And also heel turn
regular
friend and regular or invite.
Yeah.
We've done stuff for him, and he's jumped onto knife boards and light tubes and stuff like that, and those are hanging in there. So, yeah.
Danny. I almost started crying.
Yeah, the Stonehenge, that was rough. Yeah, the big thing with the gear is just, and it can be tough because you got a lot of younger guys on the road who maybe don't know how to do laundry that well in the first place.
Oh, Pale Aragorn, don't wish that upon him. That's not nice. Can't wait for one day to see Kitty leap on the shelf and
it'll happen, and I'll be fine. I'll take that as my sign to reorganize back there.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's getting them to follow the proper care instructions, really, because spandex, you can't just throw it in the wash.
Surprise.
The thing that I would not have thought of. We did a little bit of research, and it might actually come from one of I think one of Quack's videos, but a little bit of vodka in a spray bottle.
Mm-hmm.
Spray that on your gear when you don't have time to actually wash it. Kills the smell.
Yep.
But the alcohol dissolves quickly enough that doesn't damage the gear. So,
the more you know. Helpful tips from Matt of Enhancement Talent Gear. That's enhancementtalent.com.
I mean, I feel like that tip could work for just your everyday individual too.
No, don't tell that to the people in the chat. This is how you get around doing laundry. You just take some vodka and you just
it all over. Smell like
vodka is everything. That's what I heard.
There it is, Mitch Falcon on it. Hell yeah! You guys have
your boss will have you just explain that the reason you've got a spray bottle of vodka on your desk at work is to keep yourself smelling fresh.
Yeah.
And there'll be no issues.
Sure.
We don't have that problem with boss fight. We have alcohol in the fridge for everybody.
I will have to stop by sometime.
Road trip. Yeah, I can see Matt using Tito's for laundry detergent.
That's me.
For your gear and a few for yourself.
Little on the span.
For you might be a little too expensive.
One for you, one for me. One for you, one for me. Two for you, the rest for me. Whoa, what did I do? Oh, God, I hate that stupid. There's a shortcut for hitting history, and it opens the last tab you closed. So it was like it pulled up the crappy turtle 2-packs, and I was like, no! The ghost of toys yet to come.
Crappy toys.
The funny thing is, though, is I was looking and I'm like, so what are they going to do for the Triceraton and Shredder? Because if those are new releases, I'd be really curious to see what the hell they look like.
Yeah. I will be curious to see. I'm not expecting to like them or want them, but I will be curious to see them.
I'm just curious. Dave, what was that 2099 joke? That was Joe Dirt 2099, yes. From the stream last night.
So Ravage.
I want you. New idea, full service bar and laundromat.
I mean, you could sell that. I mean, I'm surprised nobody's doing that already.
Right?
Going to the laundromat sucks.
Yeah. Hey, it's KJ. Sorry. Said, hey, gotta make a print. I will. It's on my list.
What now?
Of Joe Dirt 2099. I sketched him out last night, and basically he'll have a rat tail instead of a mullet because it'll be very Rob Liefeldian. The plaid will have gigantic shoulder pads and just spikes everywhere. And then to top it all off, platform boots that come up to roughly thigh height, but they're gonna be shit kickers. So it'll be good. Oh, apparently it was Bazooka Joe. No, Joe Dirt was also mentioned the other day. Bazooka Joe 2099 is just Bazooka Joe growed up.
I put in the StreamYard chat, the private chat, a link to the.
Oh, sneaky devil! Oh boy! Here we go.
That was the prototype they showed off that never came out. So I don't know if they're going to do that.
Oh no! There's currently no text in this page. I don't care. I want to look at the.
Well, you copy and paste, yeah, because the link got cut off. You got to put the unreleased parentheses in there.
I see.
Yes. I always run out of that problem at work because
Ooh, you know, this ain't bad.
spaces. It's not bad, no. And if you scroll through the gallery, there's a Krang in there too. That actually, I was excited for it at the time.
Ooh. There it is. I remember seeing that Krang and just being like, "Why are you so small?"
Well, yeah.
Make
I was
him-
excited for both of those at the time, but NECA has already beat them
Yep.
quite handily, and I also expect that Super 7 will.
Dave, you talked me into grabbing the TMNT Ultimates, and I love it. Well, you're welcome. Crappy Toys should be the name of Playmates cover band. Oh no.
Oh, they used to do such amazing stuff.
There it is. This. I don't have a ton of my vintage guys out, but there he is. So good.
No,
I have Pro Wrestling Mikey up there as well, but he's already in the display.
that would be. Speaking of Playmates, I would be so about Super 7 doing Skeleton Warriors and Monster Force.
Oh god, that'd be so good. I still have the creature from the Black Lagoon Monster Force figure.
I finally sold my Monster Force a couple swaps ago, but
oh yeah, it's such a cool line. And Skeleton Warriors. Oh man,
super articulated Skeleton Warriors. How badass would that be?
it'd be so cool in scale. Like if I would love them to make them large because they're
Ultimate scale, yeah.
There were some.
There's some 3 3/4.
A few years back that were pretty solid, but it only got that like one release.
Yeah, and they were smaller too. I think they were like 3 3/4 inch, but still cool.
I think they were like 5-inch. I think they were close to the same size as the original.
Really?
Were they?
Yeah,
I thought they were smaller.
I didn't even know if those actually came out. I remembered the.
just
they were Glyos, right?
they were Glyos system, but I don't think that's who made them.
Okay.
I know I have a few of them somewhere. I think the second Kickstarter didn't fund, so it just kind of fizzled away.
Whoop.
Yeah, there they are.
Oh yeah.
October Toys, says Mitch Falcon. Dang, dude, you are a friggin' robot.
Yeah, I didn't know those actually ever got made.
Yeah, so there's them all busted apart.
Yeah.
That's cool. Unpainted prototype. That's awesome. Yeah, there's some cool shit.
No, such great designs.
I like that they did this.
Oh, they knew what people were there for.
Yeah.
That's what got me with the Boss Fighter Kickstarter, or the Boss Fight Kickstarter.
So
I was on the fence for a while, and then I was like, "Oh, these skeletons are going to happen."
Oh yeah.
Now I'm all in.
Oh, now that Ramen Toys fizzled away, it should be a perfect opportunity for Boss Fight to make some.
They already gave up. Fizzled away.
I guess I haven't seen anything from them in a while.
These fly-by-night companies, you know.
Who is Ramen Toys?
They were making these 80s Commanders.
Oh, okay. I did see those.
And
now they're gone.
Well, it's weird because like on their Facebook, it says that, so this was May 1st. For those who have not received your early bird invoices, please check your spam or junk folders. So they're still around, kind of.
We shall see.
Just a couple of dudes.
I kept getting emails to back that Battletoads.
Oh yeah.
Thing. I was like, no, not after what I heard.
Yeah.
About, was that Megalopolis?
Yeah. I don't know. It's a lot of that stuff. Like, I guess Ramen Toys is still taking direct payments. Oh, there we go. Canned goods, direct payments, which is rather fishy.
Yeah, good sign there. Yeah.
But yeah, But because they were running, and I don't know. And the Megalopolis thing just has me sketched out. Like,
Yeah. So many of these small toy companies think it's so easy to do, and it really isn't. It's so much work and so little pay.
I finally got my Eagle Force stuff, and I was so excited that they followed through and actually got the product out. It's solid. It took forever.
More power to them for not giving up and throwing their hands up and just calling it quits, because and that's good for all the buyers because they didn't get screwed out of it, even if they, even if it's late. We're always late too. So that's not a criticism. Everybody in the industry is.
Yeah.
Oh, Neb's got a question for Eric. Eric, was it tough to pull off a successful Kickstarter?
It is so much work, and our initial Kickstarter blew up. At the time, it was the biggest toy Kickstarter. There's been one or two that have beaten us now since then, but it was so much work, and it was constant work just to keep up, not just what we were designing and sculpting and all that stuff, but also just having to keep up with the barrage of questions and images and updates and all that stuff. A Kickstarter is so much more work than people think it is. I too shake my fist at McFarlane. He's made crazy amounts of money in like minutes. Like, good for him. Like, that was impressive.
That was astonishing.
Well, I mean, all the people, you got people, why can't he, just do it? He has a toy company. It's like, yeah, you don't get it. It's proof of concept, really. It's like, do people really, and people say they want this, are they actually going to pony up?
Exactly. Well, it's a Kickstarter is essentially a pre-order.
Yeah, and I don't blame, it's an IPO.
Yeah.
You might not get any return on your investment.
Yeah,
but if you're backing somebody who with a known track record, your chances are a lot higher.
Yeah,
which I think people do forget about Kickstarter.
Yeah, McFarlane's going to deliver. Like, you're not going to not get it, and you're probably going to get it in a better time period than most of us can deliver. So, that's. But yeah, Kickstarters are crazy amounts of work. Like, we had that party the last day of the Kickstarter where we all got together and we had everybody like Skyping in, and we had this like, it was crazy. And we didn't think it was going to be that crazy, but we were literally we were driving to Dave Proctor's house that day for the party. When we were grilling, we were running back and forth between the computers, and like we were taking shifts at the computer, like answering questions and talking about stuff. But while we were driving to the party, Katrina, one of the other partners, who also happens to be my wife, she was literally putting together new decos in the car for us to add to the Kickstarter that day. As stretch goals. Like, it was insane that last day. It was just so crazy. It really is so much. And I never recommend, I tell anybody who asks me about a Kickstarter, I always tell them, do not put as much product as we did in ours, because it was a huge error in production time. It ate up so much production time, and it was one of the reasons in the end that we were so late in delivering. We were about 6 months later than our initial delivery window, and it was because we had over 80 products or something like that in the first Kickstarter.
A lot.
Yeah, so it really was a lot. Somebody's saying here that they like the looks of that Mafex Jean Grey, and I have to agree, because it looks that whole Mafex Jim Lee X-Men line is really nice. And and a confession from me, I don't like those Jim Lee costumes, but man, those figures are nice.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, that Spider-Man is gorgeous.
Yeah, I've never been like, they're iconic.
Yes.
Because they just appeared in so much media. But
They were also around for quite a while.
Oh yeah,
they really were.
Which is
those
uncommon.
costumes, I don't.
she looks like the Japanese animated intro. Yeah.
Totally.
Oh, Neb Shapiro, is it possible to get toys produced domestically anymore, or is everything overseas?
It is actually not possible to for a number of reasons. It's not possible to do them domestically. We looked into it. We spent months looking into it early on. What we found.
I work in plastics manufacturing to a degree, and it's while you could probably get, there's no one-stop shop.
No, there's not.
You could get the parts made somewhere, and then you'd have to send them to somebody else to get decos applied, and then somewhere else to get them assembled.
Yeah.
That flow doesn't really exist in the U.S. And also, holy crap, you would be charging a lot for those figures.
Yeah, the figures would be so expensive, it would be insane. Pulling in the raw materials to make PVC plastic, which is what the majority of our toys are made out of, is actually not allowed legally in the U.S. anymore. There are all sorts of rules and laws against it. Thank you, Ronald Reagan. And so you would have to have all the plastic put together outside of the U.S. anyway before you could actually have it brought in. So you're talking about adding many steps. Like you were saying, there's no factory that could handle the assembly, the injection, the deco, the packaging. Like, it would have to be bounced around. So you're adding all these steps into it that just every time you do that, it bounces off the costs.
And chances for things to go wrong. And
yeah, and it's, on top of that, the pay that you'd have to pay the workers in the U.S., the figures would be so expensive. It would just be insane.
I would think you could do, again, it'd still be a matter of doing the packaging and all that. I would think it would still be possible to do like model kit type stuff.
That's a lot easier because model kit is mostly ABS.
Or like an ARH style GI Joe vehicle.
Yes.
Potentially you could do that in the US, but again, your costs are going to be higher.
Yeah.
So you got to charge more. And I don't think at this point in time you'd gain enough ground by being able to say made in America to offset the people who walk away due to price.
On top of that, the Asia and some of the other countries where most manufacturing takes place, they've moved so far beyond what we are doing here when it comes to the machinery and the equipment and the training. That stuff just doesn't exist here for a lot of it.
Yeah, the knowledge base. Yeah,
and the tooling machines for complex action figure like a Marvel Legend or any of that stuff, they're actually really complex and how you have to do that stuff, and that expertise just doesn't exist here because we moved manufacturing out in the 80s. We have not advanced here in the US along with the rest of the manufacturing world.
No, the people aren't there for it. That's a constant struggle for the company I work for, is just to find people who are trained molders.
Yeah.
You don't need necessarily an experienced person to run the press, but you need somebody who knows what the hell they're doing to set it up.
Yeah. And
dial everything in, and then you hand it off to somebody who presses the button.
Yeah, and as somebody who's visited those factory towns in China and stuff, you don't want all those factories in your town.
No.
The pollution is so awful. It's really. I remember getting into a car that picked me up at the train station in Shenzhen, and I was like, "Wow, this car is filthy." As I was getting in it, I was like, kind of like, "Wow, this is really, really. This car is like not been through the wash in like years." I got in the car was pristine on the inside. And then after a couple of days there, I realized every car every building, everything is covered in this
Oh.
soot. This like gross, like kind of greasy, oily soot. Like I'm like, oh, it's the factories.
That's wow. I mean, yeah, makes sense. I mean, there'd be times, at my job, I'm normally in the office area, but you'd go out onto the plant floor to, talk to somebody or look into something, and yep, oh yeah, they set that up wrong and they fried it, and that smell just permeates through the entire building.
Yeah, we less than a mile from our house, we have an acrylic factory that does like a lot of the like office card holder acrylic pieces and cup holders, stuff like that. And they some days, especially in the middle of summer when it's really hot, the smell is like awful, and we're like a mile away and we can smell it. It's really harsh. Are they as bad as the fashion factories? I don't know, as I've not been in the fashion factories. Our factories that we deal with are small, like 100, 150 employees working, and our factory managers and stuff, the guys who own and run them, they really take care of their people well. Like we go down there and the guys at the machines are joking around with the boss, and they're very happy, and like the factories have like dorms attached to them in China. Like the people live there. For
a lot of people, it's you travel, you live out in the country, or your family's out in the country. You travel into the city, live in the company dorm, work there, and send money home.
Yeah, exactly. And China's as big as the U.S., like, or bigger. Like, it's huge. And they so yeah, they go to the factories and they basically live at the factory. There's cafeteria, they go out and eat and stuff in town and stuff as well. But there's a cafeteria there, and so it's really interesting. But the factories we work with are Disney approved, which is a big deal. So, and that's really important. That was really important to us too. Like, we didn't want to walk into one of these factories where we just saw that just made you cry. Like,
yeah,
right.
Which I don't think is as common in China anymore. I think a lot of the rules have changed and stuff over the past couple of decades. So.
No, because we moved it over there, they built up their wealth and they were able to demand, better working conditions. And now I think a lot of that really nasty, working environments, that's moved into, smaller countries over there.
Also, they're paid pretty well now. Like, it's not like they're paid pennies on the dollar type of thing anymore. Like it used to be. Like, they're paid pretty well. So, pretty well for what they need it to be.
Yeah, for their local economy.
My friend in Texas lives near a paper mill, and the smell from the mill is eternally stuck to his clothes. I never invite him over anymore.
Paper mills.
Factories, no factory smells as bad as a paper
mill.
Do you remember?
It didn't. Paper mill's probably worse. There was a chicken barn. That we would drive by every day, and some of the year the chickens were in there, but when they were, you definitely knew.
Yeah. Yeah, Savannah had the paper mill up the stream, up the river, right?
Yep. I will always remember my first day there, walking in and going, "Whoa! Like, who farted? What the hell is going on? Like, what's that smell?" Just because it's the sulfur.
Yeah,
like sulfury smell, and
it smells like rotten eggs.
Yeah, and like they actually, while I was there, they like modified the factory, and it smelled a lot less. But holy crap!
Yeah,
there was a good long while of it just smelling like stale beer farts outside, and you're just like, what? Why? What happened here?
I'm still in class. It's not supposed to smell like that yet.
Yeah, like, who hurt you?
I bet a tannery that probably does smell.
Yeah,
foul. Oof. Never been to a tannery. I don't intend to, but yeah.
I was gonna say that never been on my list. I can say. Yeah.
Do a tannery tour.
I want to hit the old Dutch potato chip factory.
Maybe that's where we do our live streams. We just take tours of
Oh my god.
local factory.
Let us know in the chat where you want to see Matt and I tour.
They don't give tours of the Hormel plant in Austin anymore. So
Oh, they don't?
no, they've got the museum down there. I was a Rift Track short that's a tour of the Hormel factory, and that is disturbing. Holy crap! They got the machine that pulls the hide off the cow, and man, yeah, it sticks in your mind because the tail. Anyway, as they say in the short, the horrible tail. So yes, we wouldn't be able to go down to the meat factory and see how they make Spam, but probably something else we could do.
Well, I had a much less
awful
idea. I said maybe one of these times Matt and I will go and get tiki drinks and drink tiki drinks on air and just talk our favorite toys and all that stuff. Little off topic from Chop and Shop. We'll just talk shop. So
somewhere in Massachusetts, there's an old and there's a lot of abandoned factories in Massachusetts. Mm-hmm. But somewhere in Massachusetts, there's one that's a doll factory.
Oh gosh!
And there's still dolls and stuff laying around and all over the place. Like they literally just locked the doors and walked away. But now, part of the environment has crept in. So there's plant life and everything, and dolls. There are photos of it online. I really want to go out there and explore it though.
You gotta be careful though, because you might end up like that. What was that guy in Spain who died in a dinosaur statue?
I haven't heard of that.
Yeah, I just read something about it today, and there was a father and son were walking, and they smelled a smell, and they were like, oh, and they looked and they saw this body inside the statue. And I guess his phone or something fell in there, and he went in head first and got stuck. And couldn't get out. So that's in a Stegosaurus statue in Spain.
Oy. That's an awful way to go.
Yeah. So if you ever have to go into a hole after your phone, make sure you got a spotter with you.
The more you know.
Yeah. My advice for the evening: don't solo that.
Oh, that's the next Resident Evil setting, right?
I mean, abandoned doll factory would be an excellent setting for Resident Evil. Only if there are knobs and cranks with various shaped pegs on them that you have to carry around for an overly long time.
Yes. Can't watch the meat being mechanical anymore. Although time Toy Talk Tuesdays, I think we'll just call it pen to tea, and we'll just have tiki drinks and talk toys and try
Tiki MENG Tuesdays. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm down. Try to keep up with the chat while drinking. That could end so poorly, but I'm currently weighting the bottom of this with little hot glue, so it'll be good once it's done. I gotta weave a net.
No, you don't need a net.
Yeah.
No, it's urban. There's no net.
Yeah, paint it up all rusted.
Yeah, or put some chain on there or something.
Chain would be even harder. Wait.
Than a miniature basketball net. Yeah, I don't know why that is. Dave is massive.
What the fuck, Neb?
Dave would choke slam a liquor through a table.
Although I'd probably be also the one who would be going, "What's that?" Oh, he's dead. You just have a severed limb come through and out of the closet or something. No.
Yeah, I always with the family, I always tell them that when the zombie apocalypse comes, I'm joining the winning side. and just wandering into the zombies. Like,
yeah. And we're off. You would die trying to pet the zombie dog. Probably. There's still good in him. You know it to be true.
I mean, I haven't played a Resident Evil in a long time. I should, though. I hear they're quite good still. What?
I hear they're quite good still. Games on video, yes. On the station, play.
All the zombie. They're always Dobermans. Where's a zombie Chihuahua or a zombie, Pekingese or something?
Dude, I want to see a zombie Shih Tzu.
Yeah, you wouldn't expect it. It would catch you off guard.
The Spanish Inquisition of dogs.
Yeah, little fluffy dog with bows in its hair.
Tony, take pictures.
Yes.
Was the Resident Evil 2 remake was fantastic. Right on.
I hear it was quite good.
The last time I played a Resident Evil game was 3. Nothing wrong with that.
I played 5.
Army of the Dead, bro. I played 2 a lot.
2 is great.
And that's excellent. That's like legit the last one that I remember like sitting down and just being like, all right, let's do this. Like, I don't know. Holy crap. We got 4 minutes left, fellas. So we gotta do some plug skis. We're gonna start with our very special guest, ERIK ARANA. So, ERIK, what you got going on? Where can people find you?
Well, I mean, personally, I'm on Facebook and Twitter as just ERIK ARANA. I'm not entertaining or insightful in any way.
Wow! Don't sell yourself short.
But Boss Fight Studio is Boss Fight Studio on Twitter, on Instagram, on Facebook, and bossfightstudio.com. Bossfightshop.com is our store.
Go give them money.
Yeah, please give us money. And
we get good toys in exchange. Amazing toys.
We've got
where your money is.
We have a lot of good stuff coming up, and we're always working hard to expand and bring more stuff out to everybody. So,
hell to the yeah! Oh, Griffin in the chat. ERIK, thanks for chatting.
Oh, thank you.
Hell yeah! All right, Matthew, where can they find you? What you got going on?
At Hypno Hustlin' on Twitter. Also not particularly entertaining there, but maybe someday. Hypno Hustlers _customs on Instagram. I do try and post stuff there a couple times a week, mostly working through my backlog of stuff. And then Enhancement Talent, Clothing, and Gear in some form or another on pretty much all your social medias to see what we're up to with the gear. Should be lots of exciting stuff coming there soonish.
I'm just realizing, are you making a battle star?
Oh, yeah.
Hell yeah.
It's nice.
One of my
Lamar Hoskins, baby.
One of my all-time favorite characters. Very nice.
I got to find him a head. Maybe see if there's a 1/12 scale 80s Thunderbird so I can give him a Battlestar mobile that he had in like 2 panels.
Nice.
Yeah. As always, I'm Dave Wheeler. You can find me on Twitter at Dave Wheeler. You can find me on Instagram at The Dave Wheeler. You can find me on here every Tuesday on Foosh's Twitch channel every Monday. Tomorrow I'll be on the Dave Wonder channel. I get around. And you know what? I'm fucking entertaining and hilarious. So, give me a follow. Throw me a like. Everybody's putting down their own stuff. You know what? Damn it, I try.
It's humble, too.
Right? I know. Oh, God. There, Mitch Falcon's just lining up the credits. There we go.
Wow.
Boom, boom, boom. So, that's us. You can find us here every Tuesday for Tiny Meng Tuesdays. That's Tiny Meng Tuesdays on Heel Turn Radio's Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook Live. Just look up Heel Turn Radio. You'll find us around. That's 8 to 10 p.m. Central Standard Time every Tuesday. Tune into the channel. Give it a like. Give it a subscribe. You know what? We are always doing some fun stuff, some goofy stuff. We just have a good time. So on that note, thank you, everybody, for stopping by. Thank you for having fun. Thank you, ERIK, for hopping on as always. It's always a pleasure, man.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, and we will catch you next time. Good night, everybody. Bye. I always forget to tell him that we do the post-credits thing.
And he disappears. That's all right. It's late for Eric.
That's very true. He's an hour later, folks. So thank you, everybody. Pale Aragorn.
Ready guitar, everybody.
Ooh, hot
All right.
mix coming from Matthew. All right. On that lovely note, thank you, everybody. Tune into twitch.tv/Dave Wonder tomorrow night, 8 to 10 p.m. Central Standard Time for Toys with the Boys. That's me, Robo, and Cincy. We'll be having fun. We'll get Matt on there sometime. It'll be a good time. All right. Much love from Minnesota. Good night, everybody.